about 50 to 70,000 thoughts in the day, the majority of them being negative? Are you catching yourself on the defensive, criticizing yourself or maybe criticizing others? Hi, I'm Debra Kasowski, three-time best-selling author, speaker, executive coach, and the host of the Millionaire Woman Show podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about that it's time to stop criticizing yourself and criticizing others. So today is all focused on catching those negative thoughts, that negative thinking that gets you in a loop of thought, that you often can get defensive, triggered by different situations. And instead of responding, you react. So what we want to do is catch those thoughts and release them so that you can feel more empowered, more confident in everything that you do. So let's get started. So when you have a negative thought, what I want you to do is capture that thought, realize that it's only a thought, and thoughts are only thoughts, which you have the ability to change a thought at any moment in time. And you're going to release that thought and you're going to replace it with a more positive, empowering thought. And by doing that, it's almost like using a mantra. It's like, you got this. Keep going. You can do this. It's that self-talk that is encouraging. It's empowering you to take the actions that you need to persevere during tough times and being able to move forward. So it's very powerful with that self-talk to yourself, that you are empowering, you are encouraging, you are being supportive. You want to be your own best friend. So sometimes I think, when you hear yourself talking to yourself with that self-defeating behavior, chances are you're not going to talk to the person beside you, your best friend, in that way. So I really want you to use empowering language, choosing thoughts that are going to serve you so you can be successful. The other thing I need you to do is name it to claim it. Now, you need to recognize the positive thoughts that you have, the positive characteristics that you have. And when you can identify the positivity in yourself, you're going to be able to recognize the positivity in others. And you need to get specific. You need to really identify those positive things. So if you tell yourself that, I help my child with their homework, that makes me a good parent. So that's awesome. So you're being able to recognize a characteristic that you have that has a purpose, right? So why is it important? You're building future leaders as well. So now if you're in an organization, that you might be great at conflict resolution. And conflict resolution allows for respect in the workplace. It allows for a peaceful working environment. So that's very important. In a business, you might be fiscally good at managing finances. So when it comes to that, there's sustainability, scalability in business growth. So really thinking about these characteristics and why are they important? As you start to see the importance of the qualities you have, you're going to feel a lot more confident, a lot more resilient when it comes to tougher time. Now, let's talk about accepting things that we cannot change. Now, there's some forgiveness involved in there because, the past is the past and we can't carry it into our present and future, although we tend to come with some emotional baggage. But what happens is the past is something that we cannot change. And we want to be focusing on what we have control over, what we can change, and the actions moving forward. Now, you may wish for things to be different, but they're not. You might wish that someone treated you differently. You might wish you taken different actions, but don't beat yourself up. It's not going to help you. So forgive yourself because those past experiences cannot be changed. But what can be changed is that you're going to choose today to do something differently, to move forward, to really acknowledge that maybe some of those choices you made weren't so great. But now you know differently, so you're going to do differently. Now, the next one is really about challenging yourself not to criticize. Give yourself a 7-day challenge, kind of a cleanse from criticism. So be clean from criticism. To anytime you acknowledge that you are criticizing, go back to day one, go back to the beginning. You want to see if you can go for 7 days straight without having any criticism at all of yourself or anyone else. In Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements, he talks about being impeccable with your word. Now, when I first read that book, I'm like, yeah, it's all about, not speaking poorly of others and all of that. But really, it starts with us. We need to lead ourselves. We need to be self-aware and manage ourselves by leading ourselves by example. And it's truly about being able to recognize that when we catch ourselves negatively thinking, criticizing ourselves, we need to stop that. Because we're critical of ourselves, we have the tendency to be critical of other people. So you want to be able to be accepting, acknowledging differences, allow people to be who they are without having to manipulate, control, or define them in any way. When people are free to be themselves, and when you choose to be free yourself, you allow others to feel that freedom as well. So take the cleanse, avoid criticizing for 7 days. I challenge you today. Now, the fifth one is all about curbing your words, being able to speak to yourself and others without any slang or cursing, and to really empower yourself to rise above what the average person might be doing in their language. Cut out words out of your vocabulary such as try. There's either do or do not. You're not going to say, well, I can't. That means I choose not to. I won't. Someday, when this happens, when this lines up. So you don't want to be caught in language that is disempowering. You want to empower yourself and be that go-getter I know you to be. So you want to really tell yourself that you've got this. Go back to that mantra. Speak kindly to yourself. And start picking up and paying attention to those positive qualities and why they're important. And think about the person you want to show up as in this world. When you start seeing the shift in yourself because you've changed your thoughts, you've been inspired to take different actions, you are going to start seeing different results in your life. So you really comes down to stop the criticism. It is not serving anyone, especially yourself. So take it on, go after what you need to, stay positive, be inspired, and go after what it is that you truly want. It's one thought away, one decision away to shift to get those results that you start wanting to see. Thank you for joining me. I'm Debra Kasowski. Please go over to my website at www.debrakasowski.com, where you can get your 3-part video course right now that is all about making habits stick, building that focus and consistency into whatever plan you're working on so that you can knock those goals out of the park and make them a reality. Thank you for joining me here on this video. Now, if you like this video, please go ahead and watch more videos on my channel. Share them with family and friends and colleagues, and hit the bell so you don't miss a single notification. Thanks again. Have a great day. See you on the next video.